back to the band space. Today, we're going to talk about how to sit like a musician and make sounds on your mouthpiece. So first, we're going to talk about our feet. Your feet should be flat on the floor. Next, you need to scoot to the front half of your seat so that your back is away from the back of your chair. Finally, you want to sit up and make your back as straight and tall as you can. So when you're sitting as a musician, you have to sit a little different than if you're sitting on the couch at home. Great sounds come from great posture. All right, so now I have my mouthpiece out. Remember, I have a shank end and the top side that you blow into called the cup. Next, we have the rim, which is the section that goes against your face. When you bring the mouthpiece to your face, it's going to be centered on your lips. If I were to draw a cross on the center of my mouthpiece and the center of my lips, they would meet together when I bring the mouthpiece to my face. I suggest when you're starting out and just playing on your mouthpiece that you use your non-dominant hand. In other words, the hand that you don't write with, so that you have a little less strength in it, because you never want to press tightly against your face. Everything should be natural and relaxed and set gently against your face. Next, let's talk about your embouchure. Your embouchure is the way that you hold your lips when you play your instrument. Your lips will close and your corners will come back. Press your lips together as if you're saying the word mm. So in your embouchure, your lips are going to try and hold the air in while your lungs try and push the air out. And your lips are going to stay relaxed in the center and create a buzzing sound. It'll sound something like this. Notice how my corners come back and not squish to the center. Notice when I form my embouchure, my corners come back and down. The center of my lips are the parts that vibrate. The sound that I create sounds something like this. Now, when you bring your mouthpiece to your face, your teeth are going to need to remain open. I like to think about that with my thumb. Now, when I create that sound, I did not breathe through my nose. I took in air through my mouth, even though the mouthpiece is in the way. You have to learn to keep the mouthpiece flat up against your face, but breathe through the corners of your lips. And not inhale through your nose when you go to play your instrument. When you do all that, you're going to be tempted to puff your cheeks and look something like this. No chipmunk faces in band class. We want to keep our lips flat against our teeth, corners back, and cheeks flat against our teeth. All these muscles under my beard, and trust me, there's a lot, are flexing to keep my cheeks flat against my teeth. Now take some time, pause your video, and practice doing that on your own. The goal is to create as long and steady of a sound on your mouthpiece as you can. Now that you try that on your own a few times, let's talk about the beginning and the end of each sound on your mouthpiece. At the beginning, I'm thinking about the syllable ta. Say ta a few times on your own now. Ta, ta, ta. Think about where your tongue is touching behind the top of the tip of the back of your teeth. When you say ta, think about where your tongue is touching on the smooth area between the roof of your mouth and the back of your teeth. Ta, ta. It creates a slight burst of air to start the note and get your lips to vibrate. Ta is how we'll start all of our notes. However, it's not how you want to end your notes. At the end, you simply stop blowing and breathe in. You never want to use the tongue to stop any notes, only to start them. Listen to that now. Now, I'm going to stop the note with the tongue and listen to how that sounds. This is the wrong way to do it. That'll lead to bad sounds on your trombone, and we never want to do that. Next, I want you to try one exercise on your mouthpiece alone. We're going to play a long note followed by 4 short notes. Practice saying this first. Ta, 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 ta. Notice I did not go ta, 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 ta. I did all that on one breath with one continuous motion of air. Listen again. Ta, 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 ta. All tones should touch when you're articulating on your mouthpiece. Now, let's listen to that with me buzzing it on the mouthpiece. Again, listen to how all the notes are touching. Notice how I'm not breathing between each note, and it's one continuous breath of air that's interrupted by the tongue. Here are some ways that it might sound for you that you don't want to go for. Here I am stopping each note with the tongue. If I were to say that back to myself, it would be tot, 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 tot. We don't want tot, but we want ta. Ta, 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 ta. Another thing that you might be tempted to do wrong is breathing in between each note. Trust me, you can do that with one breath. Whenever you're playing sounds on just your mouthpiece or your entire trombone, you want to speak in sentences like you would if you're having a conversation with someone. The same idea applies here. I don't want to stop and breathe between each note, or in this case, between each word. I want to be fluent with the way that I speak. And the same thing goes for playing on your mouthpiece or your trombone. Make sure that everything flows continuously throughout and nothing is interrupted by the tongue or stopping the air. Again, try this exercise a few times on your own. One long note followed by 4 short notes. Now that you've learned to make sounds on just your mouthpiece, practice that a bunch before you move on to the next video. You want to be able to make sounds consistently on just your mouthpiece alone before we put it on the full trombone. Next time, we'll get to play some beautiful sounds on just your full instrument. Have a great day. See you next time, Boneskis.